Muhammad Ali, Babe Ruth, Pele, Tiger Woods. Stars who, at one time or another, arguably became bigger than their sports. To that list, add the cricketing behemoth that is Sir Donald Bradman, a man who elevated the game to new heights, creating records that will surely never be broken. No cricketer has ever approached the astonishing batting average of just under 100 that the Don achieved during his legendary Test career. Despite his death in 2001, the great man's legacy lives on in the form of the Bradman Museum in his hometown of Bowral, New South Wales. The museum, which has now evolved into the International Hall of Fame, showcases a fascinating array of artefacts covering the whole history of Australian cricket right up to the present day. And former Test player Alan Davidson believes that it's a fitting way for the Bradman legend to live on.
Lords is the home of cricket, but to this Bowral and Bradman Museum is the story of the legend of Australian cricket. And you know, he was just somebody special. His memory must never be lost. The greatest batsman that ever lived, averaged 99.94, and even today with all the modern things and everything and superstars as they're called, still only averaging in the 50s. Gives you some idea of just how great he was.
The Bradman Gallery and Museum still forms an integral part of the Hall of Fame facility that's set in the beautiful surrounds of the Bradman Oval, where the Don first played the game. Visitors can enjoy footage from around the world, fascinating memorabilia, and absorbing stories from cricketing greats. Curator David Wells takes us back to where it all began for the greatest of them all.
This is where the story first began. This is Don Bradman's very first bat that he was given as a boy when he was 12, and was asked by the men of the Bowral Cricket Club to play in a game because they were short. And he did so and made 39 not out, and the following week 27 not out. In gratitude for the 12-year-old's support, they gave him an old bat from the kit that was broken, and his father, who was a carpenter, repaired it and trimmed in a new section, cut off the bottom so that it was more suitable for the boy, and he used it for the next 6 years.
Cricket and the world in general has changed beyond recognition since the 1930s and 40s, when Bradman was in his pomp. So what does the current generation think of the museum and the Don's training methods, which may seem more than a little antiquated in the 21st century?
My favourite part was the hitting the stump on the tank, because it was really hard, but it was also fun at the same time.
We're really big cricket fans, and we've been to Bowral a few times and had the opportunity to actually come to the museum, so we thought it's a good opportunity today to come and have a look. And it's really interesting. Like this, you know, I think you can spend about 5 or 6 hours here without really seeing everything.
Yeah.
And it's not just cricket that the youngsters are being educated about. Interactive features also provide important geographical and cultural information.
It's essentially virtual travel, and it allows you, the visitor, to travel all over the cricketing world to learn more about those cultures and places and societies. You can even go to the cities where they're played, learn about their top players, and visually see the grounds for yourself, where they are, have a look at the distances between the major cities by air, basically learn about the culture, the food and the people.
In 2010, the Bradman Foundation was boosted by a $7.4 million grant from the New South Wales government to support further development of the International Cricket Hall of Fame, the Bradman Museum area and the surrounding precinct. However, fundraising remains a huge priority for the organisation so that they can continue to support the facility, young up-and-coming players and projects in the local community.
We invest heavily in youth cricket. It's not an elite form. We do any experience, any ability. It's about engaging them in the game. So here we are involved in everything from Saturday morning clinics for sort of the under 8s, right through to club cricket of a Saturday afternoon, and then Sundays the ground is hired out to the cricket tragics of the world. It's a pilgrimage to Bowral. They get to play on the oval that Sir Donald Bradman started to play on, but also the funds that we generate through that hiring help maintain the ground, which we're 100% responsible for.
Often you will hear sports stars insist that they would like to leave some form of legacy when they retire, yet more often than not, very little comes to fruition. It's difficult to overemphasise the influence Sir Donald Bradman has had on cricket and how he continues to inspire interest in the game. Not just in this small corner of New South Wales, but across the globe.